Hey guys, welcome back to Sideline Thoughts. I'm John here with David. Today we're going to be talking about NFL free agency and pretty much just a little bit of Russell Wilson sweepstakes right now. He's been talking to the Steelers and Giants, man. I don't know if you heard about it, David. Have you been keeping up on that?
I
You told
just
me you saw Stephen A, right?
Stephen A said that he will fit perfect. He'll do really good with the Steelers, and it kind of makes sense. He was showing us stats. Steelers usually a team that always makes the playoffs, but it's always been the problems after Roethlisberger left, his quarterback problems. And Wilson has better stats passing offensively by himself than the Steelers do with their quarterback, so it'll be a perfect fit. That's what I saw on the video with Stephen A. Smith talking about Russell Wilson and the Steelers. I mean, he's a good quarterback. It's just obviously his discipline. I mean, his personal issues that cost him, especially cost him to leave the Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos recently. Um, just is there another team where you think he might go, or he'll be a
So
good fit?
they've been talking about the Giants. I don't think that's a good fit, but like they have a spot for him, obviously, because Daniel Jones is trash. And then they have what's his name? Tommy DeVito. Yeah, Tommy DeVito, that dude who literally did nothing for them. But if he goes to the Giants, they're going to be a terrible team because they're possibly losing Saquon, and they don't really have any weapons for Russ there. So it's just asking him to fail. I would not go to the Giants if I was Russ. I would definitely go to the Steelers or the Falcons. I think the Falcons is a legitimate location for him because they have two really good running backs. They have a decent tight end in Kyle Pitts. I don't really know much about their receiving core, but I know they have Bijan Robinson for the running back, who's a beast, obviously. But probably Falcons and Steelers are the top two destinations for Russ right now. Definitely not Giants, like I said. But
Mhm. What about the Raiders? I mean, Jimmy G's out.
oh, you're right.
Don't you think Wilson
They have
might be a good
Devontae
fit for them?
Adams.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right. I forgot about
Mhm.
them. I mean, they could probably get him, but there haven't really been much talk between the two teams. I mean, the player and
Yeah.
the team. So
I
I
mean,
haven't really heard about
this is just as our my opinion. This is just my opinion. I mean, the Raiders, I mean, they're in a competitive division right now, so I mean, they're gonna need to fight fire with fire in this case, don't you think?
Yeah, for
So,
sure. I just don't know if that's gonna happen though. I mean, I'd like to see Russ play with Devonte Adams. That'd be nice because definitely Russ hasn't had a receiver like that since he's been on Seattle. Because Seattle had some pretty good receivers when he was with them. That's pretty much why they always made the playoffs. Was Russ had a lot of help, but he honestly didn't have enough in Denver, obviously, because his receivers were so unreliable. They'd get hurt, can't get open, and Russ didn't have enough time to throw the ball. That's pretty much like the premise of the Denver failure. And I don't know what Denver's going to do now that they released him because I don't know who they're going to draft. I don't even think they have a top 10 draft pick because they traded away to Seattle. Remember, they traded away their pick for Russell Wilson, so they kind of screwed themselves in that sense.
mm,
They're going to have to do something. Denver. They might have to sign Kirk Cousins or something like that because I know Kirk Cousins is the top quarterback free agent right now. That's probably who Denver's eyeing at the moment. I don't know if you heard anything about that.
no. I mean, one thing I could think of, they could try to unretire Peyton Manning or Drew Brees. So,
Yeah, right. They're freaking they're China dolls right now. They can't do anything.
I know.
I'd probably take Tom Brady over Peyton Manning or
Oh
like what
yeah.
you said, Drew Brees.
And we'll see
So,
what Champagne can
what
do
about?
because we'll see what Champagne can do because this experiment with him is not working out well as expected. Um, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say, what about your Chargers? Like, do you have any like plans? Like, do you know like any possible free agents that they might sign?
Well, what I've been reading, I found an article from NBC4 here in Los Angeles. So one, two, three, six, yeah, five free agents that they come up with. One, Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver from the Ravens, been
Yeah,
released. 32 years old, 565 receiving yards on 35 catches and 3 touchdowns. I mean, obviously that's the biggest name right here on this list they came up with. And
hmm
there's a center, Brian Allen from the Rams, 28 years old. Um, Jonathan Hankins from the Cowboys. Running back Antonio Gibson from Washington, 26 years old. And a free safety, Eddie Jackson from the Bears, Chicago, 30 years old, two-time Pro Bowler. Those are the five people that this list came up with. And obviously, the Odell Beckham Jr. is more intriguing. He's the biggest name there because we don't know what's gonna happen with Austin Eckler. Obviously, the Chargers they have issues with salary cap, so I don't know what Jim Harbaugh and the general manager are thinking of right now, who to release, who to keep, and possibly who to sign. Obviously, the Chargers, I mean, with Jim Harbaugh, they're gonna sign a lot of college players. So that's my prediction for the Chargers right now. But obviously,
I
the biggest
think.
intriguing, the big, what was that?
I was gonna say I think the Chargers should sign Saquon Barkley or DeAndre Swift because like those two guys are really good. They need to go over the cap. I don't care. They need it to win it because they haven't won a Super Bowl in so long.
They never,
Well, yeah, they
they
never won a
never,
Super Bowl. Well, they've been to one Super Bowl though, at least.
yeah,
So like, not a lot of teams, not every team can say they've been to a Super Bowl. I don't think the Houston Texans have been to a Super Bowl
no,
or the
no,
Detroit Lions, obviously. So like, there's teams that have not been to a Super Bowl. So I mean, they just need to get back, and I think they just need to go all out this year and sign some players because who knows the status of Mike Williams? Like they might need to re-sign Odell Beckham, not re-sign, but sign Odell Beckham Jr. Hopefully, he can get them like a discount or something. Be able to play back in SoFi, because he played with the Rams there for a year. Maybe he want to play back there again.
yeah.
But Odell didn't really play that well last year, to be honest. So like,
Mhm.
it might not be the best fit, but it's just to have like depth. You need depth.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, even though if they do decide to keep Eckler, I mean, there's the backup wide receiver, I guess, to help him out, or you know. But right now, this is the Chargers' opportunity to do something big that they've never done before. Um, as we were mentioning, the last Super Bowl was against the 49ers. The 49ers is last Super Bowl win back in 94 or 95, something like that.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a
the Chargers
long
always
time
been
ago.
they always been a decent franchise. They just never made it there up higher. I mean, they've been to the AFC conference championship and they lost to the Patriots, Tom Brady's Patriots. So
Yeah,
I mean, they're close.
which
There's always
definitely
been
sucked.
they always been bigger teams to take down. So and obviously those better teams they always take advantage of the Chargers. Anyways,
Do you David? Do you have any
yes.
dark horse signings that might happen for like a certain team? Like say, what's his name? Chris Jones goes to the Bills possibly and just leaves the Chiefs for a rival. Like, do you have any predictions in that sense for next week?
No, I mean the only prediction I could give you is maybe this Russell Wilson with the Steelers. I don't know why. I feel that's something that might happen, that should happen, especially for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin is he's been coaching for a long time. I'm pretty sure he could give some discipline to Wilson to not let him walk over the franchise. So that's the only thing I could
I
give you,
think I
John.
have one.
All right, what's
I
yours?
have one. Saquon's going to the Rams. Saquon Barkley.
Mm,
I think that's going to happen. the Rams are going to sign him, and they definitely like their running backs, the Rams. So I think that would be a good signing for them. Even though Saquon's always hurt every year, I think he's going to sign a 1 year deal with the Rams for like
Hmm.
15 million, somewhere in that realm. And then what else could I say? Like I think the Chargers really need to get some corners, like maybe Tre'Davious White. Like he's very good and he's obviously on the market because the Bills just released him. But obviously he's had injury problems. But it never hurts to have extra corners because obviously your guys' defense isn't the best.
Yeah.
So it's like depth is the way to go these days. You need as much depth as you can get.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter what pieces you're getting. You just need able bodies to throw in there. Pretty much how the NFL works these days.
Yeah.
Do you have any more thoughts for next week's free agency coming up?
No, that's about it. Um, there's just a lot of players to mention. Obviously,
Yeah.
before recording, we didn't even talk about Garoppolo. It just occurred to me like, oh, well, wasn't he released? I mean, he's not obviously he's not the greatest quarterback, but I mean, he's a big name. He's already been to the Super Bowl, and
As a
he was
backup.
kind of yeah. But I mean, he was kind of attractive when the Raiders signed him.
Yeah.
So, so we'll
But
see what happens with this free agency.
yeah, we'll see next week. We'll talk about it a lot more next week once we see all these signings happen. We'll,
Mhm.
we'll give our analysis on that. And then you were mentioning something about the Lakers, like that LeBron got 40,000 points. Like, what
Yes,
was your
sir.
reaction to when you heard about that?
One, I was not surprised, but then like, totally forgot about like not that long ago he surpassed Kareem. So for me, it's like, oh, I mean, it's achievements that LeBron's gonna be getting. I'm sure LeBron fans are gonna be like, see, that's what makes him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. To solidify his legacy, I guess. Obviously,
But
other
not in
people are like,
chips.
yeah, obviously, other people are like, other people are gonna be like, no, what matters is the championships and
Yeah.
what he's done for the team, what he has done for the teams that he's played on. So, I mean, everyone has a different opinion. Well, I mean, congratulations to LeBron, but sadly, the Lakers are not, they're not the same. They're inconsistent, in my opinion. I mean, he also got injured on their last game on Wednesday against the Kings when they lost 130 to 120. Um, I mean, it's old age. In my opinion, the Lakers should try to build or try to find someone or some multiple groups that could carry this team because he just can't do it by himself anymore. And I think Davis, I never liked him to be honest. At first I thought, oh, okay, he'll be good idea when they first brought him in from New Orleans, but it's never been working out. It's always still been LeBron carrying the team. And it, I mean, if LeBron gets injured, this team just can't do much. I'm sure you agree with that.
Yeah. They won't be able to score
There was
points,
that one game I
honestly.
forgot who they. There was this one game I forgot who they played with. Both LeBron and Anthony Davis were out, and they did well. But I feel like, but the Lakers are just inconsistent. They could have had one good game and then one crappy game.
It's because they have nobody that's good on the team besides them and Austin Reeves.
And obviously, the most of the fan base they don't like Darvin Ham, so
He
who
is
are they pointing?
Ham.
So there's multiple people to blame here. And Rob Pelinka, Ginny Bust. I mean, I don't know. There's multiple people who to get blamed here. So
And they have no draft capital in the next like 5 years. They have nothing. So they're
yeah,
kind of just like, okay, we're not going to be good for 10 years now.
yeah.
Just expect losing. They're going to be the Clippers of the 2000s, early 2000s. It's going to turn when LeBron leaves in a
Oh,
year or two.
I don't think that low. I don't think they'll be that low, but
They will.
Oh, we'll
They'd have
see.
nothing, dude. They
No.
have nothing unless they have to sign people like free agency. But nobody will be available because
Hmm.
everyone's locked up. Pretty much, that's good. The free agency is pretty non-existent now these days. But yeah, I mean, NBA is just not the same as it was. You wouldn't have like LeBron decision time 2010. Like, where is he going? There's no more of that anymore. It's just people demand trades and they get traded away, and then everyone loses all their draft picks, and all these teams are piling up young talent like the Pelicans and the Thunder. You see, they're actually really good now because of all the young talent they have. Obviously, the Timberwolves are the same, but yeah,
What I'm curious is when are the Spurs ever going to be good? Because they've been terrible. I mean, they've been the bottom of the league these past few
I don't
seasons.
know. They've been ass.
I know it's kind of sad seeing like 10 years ago they were, well, even more 10 years ago, probably 12 when they still had Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. What else am I missing? Well, from that era, they were like
Yeah,
one of the tough teams to beat in the West. And obviously making to, and obviously they got like, obviously the team got 5 championships from the Greg Popovich when he started coaching them. Um,
yeah, it was like 11 years ago.
yeah, when they beat the Cavs, right? Was it Cavs? I don't remember. My God.
That was in
No,
2007. They beat the what's it called? They didn't beat the Cavs.
I remember they beat Miami. Remember that one?
That's who it is. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
Miami.
Miami. Yeah. Was it really Miami the last team last championship they
Yeah,
had?
it was
Oh,
2013.
wow.
But they won quite a bit. Like I think it was like '04. They won one,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
'07,
Yeah, they won
and then
when the Lakers went down after the three-peat, the Shaq and Kobe era was over.
yeah, they won like early 2000s. Like
Hmm.
their '90s was when they won it. It was like late '90s.
Hmm.
Like I think '99 they won one. Like after Jordan left, it was post Jordan. Like Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's when the
Oh yeah.
Spurs took over, and then they had what's his name? Like Tim Duncan, David Robinson.
Hmm.
Those two were a dynamic duo back then. But like you said, they're pretty much just trash. All they have is that new tall dude Wembanyama, I think his name
Hmm.
is.
Yeah.
Probably said that wrong, but who
It's
cares?
kind of hard to pronounce it.
Yeah, but that dude's tall, but he's supposed to be like one of the best players, but he honestly isn't really that great.
Well, he also can't do it by himself either. I mean, he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They got no talent on that team besides him, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's the NBA. I mean, we're not that far from the playoffs, so hopefully you'll start picking up. You'll get your interest back,
Yeah.
hopefully. Um, well, John, we haven't talked about in these past episodes. I haven't talked about with Gio or with you. Spring training is back.
Yeah, baseball.
Hmm.
Definitely. There's still a couple guys that have not been signed yet. Like Blake Snell, he was a Cy Young Award winner last year. Still not signed, just because he wants such a big deal. But the dude's super inconsistent. Like, will have a Cy Young year. Well, he didn't win the Cy Young last year, but he was close to the Cy Young award, and he obviously wasn't good enough for signing to for 5 years. Like, he wants 200 million in like 5 years. Like, you can't get that if you don't pitch well every year. And
Those are,
he has
those
one
are
great
Otani
year
numbers.
and one sub. Oh, I know,
Mhm.
but Otani is so much better than him.
Yeah, he
Otani's already
proved it.
hitting 600 in spring training. He's hitting 600 for the Dodgers in spring training. Like, obviously, the Dodgers made the right move and signed him. Is he worth 700 million? I don't know about that. I'd say maybe 600 million, but not far off though. But yeah, Blake Snell. I think he's going to remain a free agent until the middle of the year. That's my prediction for him. And then Jordan Montgomery, who just won a World Series with the Texas Rangers, is still unsigned too. Like, there's still about 100 guys that aren't signed that were on MLB rosters last year, which is
Wow.
crazy. Like,
Wow.
because all these guys are demanding too much for what teams want. Honestly, the Dodgers bought out the best market, so like because the Dodgers spent $1 billion this offseason in players for Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto, Otani, Teoscar Hernandez. Those guys were $1 billion worth between the five of them. That's how
Yeah,
much the
but
Dodgers spent
yeah, but
this offseason.
Otani was 80% of it.
Yamamoto was right there too. He got
Yeah.
a lot too.
hmm Those
And
two
then
Japanese
Glass
guys
now is
were
making
those two guys were the majority of that $1 billion deal.
for sure. But I think they're both going to be worth it because like the Dodgers, they choked this year.
Oh, it's
All bets
Roberts.
are
It's
off.
Roberts'
Yeah, goodbye.
career right there. Yeah.
He's gone. He'll be canned for sure.
I know
But
you probably want what's his name? Mike Scioscia. Supposed to coach the Dodgers.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And then I want Mike Trout to join the Dodgers in next year. That'd be nice. Like leave the Angels. They're not going to be good for fucking
I don't
excuse my
know.
language. 10 years. Maybe more. I
They
don't
haven't been
know
good. They
because
haven't been good in 10 years. So
it's gonna be another 10 years.
in 20
I'm telling
years.
you, right? It's gonna be like a whole century till I'm not gonna be alive till the Angels make the playoffs again. It's gonna be like that shit.
You know, oh, we'll see. I mean, Artie Moreno's not that young either, so I mean, he might sell it or someone else will take over for him once he sends off of the team. So
I don't even know who'd want to buy the Angels. It's like selling the A's off. Like the Angels are just like A's 2.0 this year with
I
Mike
mean,
Trout.
everybody's
Obviously,
interested. Everybody will be interested in new. I mean, I'm sure a group of investors or a billionaire will be interested in a baseball team.
well,
And
I guess since
as
it's
long as
in
someone,
LA too, almost.
as long as it's someone that or a group of people that are that care about the team, you don't have to know about baseball. You just have to care and hire people that know baseball.
Yeah, like Steve Cohen on the Mets, who's like a freaking billionaire who just spent like billions of dollars his first year, and now he won't spend a dime because they failed year one because they had to trade Justin Verlander, they traded Max Scherzer away, and now they got prospects, and now they're trying to build for the future. He pretty much wiped clean, but he has the money to bounce back from all that money loss because he lost $500 million in 1 year due to the team not. They won 101 games his first year, but it just didn't work out the second year. Like last year, it was a failure. So he traded every piece away they had almost, except for Francisco Lindor, Alonso, Beatty, and pretty much that was it. They got rid of everybody else. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be an exciting year if you're a Dodgers fan for sure. You might want to watch every game. I'm going to a game on May 7th,
Mhm. I mean,
so I'm going to
it'll,
see the
it'll be
Dodgers play.
it'll be an exciting year, but obviously it could also be a huge disappointment on the Dodgers.
Oh, I
So
know.
yeah,
I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know, bro. Are you going to a game this year, David? At all?
I haven't planned it yet. Yeah,
No,
I would appreciate an invite from you, but I mean, I guess we're
we
not
can
friends.
go.
We're not friends.
No, we're friends. We
Uh,
can go. It just my dad's taking me. I didn't buy those tickets,
uh,
but we can go at some point this year. It's not going to be in May. Maybe in July when
yeah,
it's cheaper.
yeah.
Go to a Dodgers Yankees game or some Red Sox Dodgers game, something like that.
Or
I want
Dodgers
to see.
Angels.
That's too expensive. It's like $600 for terrible seats. It's not cheap at all. I won't pay for. That's why I pay for the Marlins Dodgers game to go to that. So you have to probably see like the Dodgers play the Rockies or something,
Mhm.
and it just be annihilation. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have right now for baseball. We're gonna have an exciting year. It starts in 3 weeks. Or no, Dodgers start March 20th,
Okay.
3 a.m. on ESPN against the Padres in South Korea, Seoul, South Korea, on March 20th. Tune in on ESPN. It'll be at 3 a.m. So you might want to record it because you're probably not going to be able to watch it live. You're going to be probably asleep.
Mhm.
But it'll probably be a great atmosphere for Otani Yamamoto because Yamamoto, I think he's starting the second game. I think
Mhm.
Glasnow is starting opening day for the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I've been told. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. David, do you have any other thoughts?
I think we covered everything on this episode. I think we should be good for now.
Cool.
See you guys
Thank
next
you
time.
guys for thank you guys for joining us. See you later.